This is lesson 3, and I picked a black wall for this one, on purpose. Because today there is going to be a lot of math floating around me, and I want you to actually see it. So, black wall, let the equations land where you can read them. Now, this lesson is about a number that will not sit still. You have a money decision in front of you, and on paper it is simple. The cost is the cost. The risk is the risk. A child could add it up. 2 plus 2. But every time you try, the answer moves. It comes out one way, then the opposite way. It equals both yes and no at the same time. Simple arithmetic turns into a problem with no solution. Today, we find out why. Here is the thing about a clean number. It should just add up. This costs $400. I have it. I need it. Done. That is the whole equation. But that is almost never how a money decision feels, is it? It feels like the 400 is being multiplied by 100 hidden terms. Let me show you those terms. You go to make the call, and quietly, without asking, your mind starts multiplying. The $400 times, do I deserve this? Times, what will they think? Times, am I being greedy? Times, is this who I am? And now a simple sum has no clean answer, because you are not solving for the number anymore. You are solving for X. And X keeps changing. One day, it is whether you are allowed to want things. The next, it is whether you are too much. It is an equation designed to never balance. Pain should add up, not multiply. And so should a price. But somewhere you were handed the wrong math. You were taught that 2 plus 2 equals 5. And then blamed for not making it true. So, of course, the numbers never worked. It was never your arithmetic that was broken. It was the equation you were given. Let me tell you where I first saw this. In my house, after we lost most of it, no number was ever just a number. Every cost got multiplied by a second meaning. What we could afford became what we deserved. What was spent became who mattered. I watched simple sums get multiplied by shame, by fear, by who was owed what, until nobody could do plain arithmetic anymore. So I know this from the inside. I know what it is to look at a small price and feel it equal your whole worth. Here is the truth that makes the math simple again. The number is just the number. $400 is $400. It is not a verdict. It is not a test of whether you are good. It is not solving for whether you are allowed to exist. All of those are variables someone else added to your equation, and a variable that was added, you are allowed to remove. So here is the work, and it is arithmetic you can actually finish. When a money decision will not sit still, separate the two numbers. There is the real number, the plain cost, the plain risk. And there is the story number, everything you have multiplied onto it. Put them on two sides. On one side, $400. On the other side, do I deserve it? What will they think? Am I too much? Then cover the story side with your hand and look at the real number alone and ask the only question that is actually math. Can I afford this? Yes or no? Does this make sense? Yes or no? That question has an answer. The other one never did because it was never a question. It was a wound doing multiplication. You are not trying to feel nothing. The weight is real, and it came from somewhere real. You are just refusing to let it multiply your numbers so that a $400 decision costs $400 and not your whole sense of self. And look, if the reason your numbers will not resolve is heavier than money, if every price feels like a verdict because somewhere, someone taught you that your worth was for sale, please hear me. That deserves a real person, someone trained to sit with you while you learn the difference between a price and a person. The money math I can help with. That part deserves more than a video. And this is why it is still the comeback. Not because the numbers get bigger, though they might. The real comeback is the day 2 plus 2 is just 4 again. The day a price is just a price and not a scoreboard for your soul. The day you can finally set the equation down and say the simplest sum there is. Being equals enough. That is lesson 3. When the number will not sit still, find the real one and cover the rest. Harm adds up. It does not have to multiply. and neither does a price. Go easy today. I am glad you came by.